What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to another video at Axe Entertainment. I am your host, Zack Axe, bringing you my ranking and review of the 2025 July Saturday Night's main event. I'm just going to come out and say it off the riff that this wasn't a PLE, wasn't a pay-per-view, whatever. This event was definitely not very good. It was pretty boring to sit through. I feel like it was an hour and 30 minutes. I watched it after, so I didn't have to watch the commercials, thank God. But it was definitely an hour and 30 minutes of my life that, besides Goldberg's last match, feels like something I'm not going to remember next week. This will probably be the shortest video on my channel up to this point. It'll probably be like a 10-minute video because we only have 4 matches to talk about and nothing incredible to really talk about. Coming at number 4 is a match that we really don't have to talk about that much, and that is Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. Now, this match I was excited for when it got announced because I thought we were going to maybe lead into something with Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. But what I wasn't expecting when I said that was for us to incorporate then Jelly Roll and Logan Paul into this match to make it a SummerSlam-esque build, and we have confirmation at this point that that is going to be a SummerSlam match. Jelly Roll and Randy Orton taking on Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul, and that match we'll see when we get there. But this match right here, I thought was very boring. A lot of breaks. It was basically hit a move, talk crap to either Logan or Jelly Roll on the outside for one or the other, and then that's basically how the match went. It was just hit a move, talk crap, hit a move, talk crap, and the only thing this match was really here for was for the ending sequence of Jelly Roll getting claymored by Drew after trying to get Logan Paul off of Randy. So, you know, that was really it's only here for build. It was not here to be a match, and it wasn't a very good match between two guys that should have had a great match, because we've seen matches from these guys before that were pretty good. So this match overall, it was just a build. Jelly Roll has been training as of recently. He talked about training with Fatu, he talked about training with Undertaker, and training with all these different legends. So maybe this match will be great, because we know Shawn Michaels was training with Logan Paul, and I see how good Logan Paul turned out. So maybe this would be great. I don't know, but as far as this one-on-one match at Saturday Night's main event goes, it was terrible. At number 3, have the main event for the World Heavyweight Championship between Goldberg and Gunther. Now, this, of course, being Goldberg's last match. I don't think this match delivered what we thought it was going to. I think everyone thought this match was going to pretty much be a spear tease on Gunther to think he's going to win right away, and then Gunther was going to pick up the win in like a 5-minute match. This match was longer than it should have been. I will say that. This match felt really long. They had a lot of little moments where just Goldberg was hitting elbows and punches and jabs, and then Gunther started working on the leg, which I thought was a really weird subplot of this match. I don't think we needed a Gunther has to work on the leg of a 60-year-old Goldberg to get him to finally lose the match. I feel like he really did not need to do that, because I feel like that makes our strong World Heavyweight Champion look like he can only beat a 60-year-old by taking out his arthritis-filled knees. So I just thought that subplot of the match was a little bit weird, but we did see some good spots. We saw a crazy spear through the barricade. Goldberg went to spear Gunther. Gunther moved, and Goldberg absolutely obliterated the barricade. That was a good spot. Charles Robinson took a nasty spear. He probably took the best bump of the match, honestly, like, was from the spear. We had Goldberg hitting a jackhammer, and when he did that and was like he's going up, I had flashbacks of the Undertaker getting dropped on his head by Goldberg, and it was this close to happening again. I was watching Gunther because I was like, he's gonna have to like post hard, and he was holding. As soon as he got lifted up, his arm slipped, and I was like, oh my god, we're gonna lose our World Heavyweight Champion right here. And luckily Gunther got a little bit further than Undertaker. He didn't get dropped right on his head, he got a little bit over, but it still wasn't a clean back bump. It still wasn't a clean jackhammer. He still messed that crap up. But at the end, we had Gunther then getting right up from that move and immediately going to the sleeper hold, and that was it. There was no good sequence to finish it. There was no counter to finish it. It was just he got hit with his finisher, he got up, put him in his finisher, and the match was over. Goldberg didn't even really have a spear, Goldberg didn't even really have a speech, not a spear. So we didn't even get to watch that, at least on the broadcast that I was watching. I don't know if anybody else got that, but overall, I thought this match did what it needed to do, I guess, for Goldberg's last match, because I don't see Goldberg going out at 60 years old with a 5-star classic. And this also got Gage involved too, so I think maybe we'll see him, because I think, is he one of the ones that just got signed recently? I can't seem to remember, but he'll probably be stepping in the ring sooner or later, so I'm sure that's what this match was also here for, was to get him some exposure. Coming from a guy that was never the biggest fan of Goldberg, especially when he was beating Kevin, when he was beating The Fiend, started to actually hate Goldberg more than anything. I can still respect Goldberg as a as a wrestler, as a human being. I think he's a badass dude regardless, and if this is the way he wanted to go out, I hope he got everything he was hoping for. And number 2, we have a match that would have been much higher probably if, you know, the unfortunate didn't happen, and that is Seth Rollins versus LA Knight. Now this is the match that I predicted was going to steal the show, and steal the show it almost did. It was very good. It was honestly felt like a Raw main event type match on Saturday night's main event, but it just overall ended in the worst way possible. We'll get to that in a second, but we of course had the regular offense from these two and some really good counters overall. LA Knight was pulling out some moves that we haven't seen him do in a minute. Seth Rollins pulling out his regular offense. He has so many moves, he doesn't need to pull out new moves. And these two were just having a great, like I said, Raw main event type match, or like even a pay-per-view, I'd say pay-per-view-esque match between these two. They're having is very good, it's very fast-paced, not a lot of breaks, a lot of good counters. Overall, this match was very good, and I think if this match continued for 5 more minutes without catastrophe striking, it would have been number 1. But of course, the worst thing that could happen happens, and our Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins, got injured from the springboard swanton. It looked like he just tweaked his leg coming down, and it's always leg injuries with Seth Rollins, and it absolutely sucks. And then he immediately, I don't know if he got injured there, I'm pretty sure he got injured there, and then he still went through with the next spot, which was get up and do the springboard moonsault. And as soon as he landed that, you could tell something was wrong. He went right into the corner, and we had to end the match there. And I'm going to give true props to Seth Rollins. Of course, you guys know, if you watch any of my videos, you know Seth Rollins is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And he immediately got up and finished the match. So, like, not immediately, but he got up to finish the match. And I know there's a lot of hate from wrestlers when they get injured and they don't continue the match. I don't think that should even be a thing in the first place, but I get it with some wrestlers when they're injured wanting to continue the match, and Seth just got up to finish the match, and that's what I'm glad he got up to do that. I hope he didn't, you know, hurt himself even more doing that. He got up, he got hit with the BFT and ended it. Yeah, it was a little bit of a wonky finish, but what else can you expect? When real life happens in the ring, you have to kind of put disbelief aside for a second and understand what they just did. So LA Knight picks up the win. Was LA Knight supposed to win here? I don't know. I did not pick LA Knight to win. Oh, I haven't even been doing predictions so far. I picked Gunther to win, I picked Drew to win, and I picked Seth to win. So right now I'm 1-2. But overall, I thought this match was very good before, you know, catastrophe struck, and I hope Seth has a speedy recovery. I hope he comes back. And honestly, I think this is honestly making for interesting TV when he comes back, because he's holding Money in the Bank briefcase. Like, Seth Rollins, we could not see him forever, and he could just return from injury in like 6 months, 7 months, if that's, you know, what the timeline was looking like, and just cash in Money in the Bank and become World Heavyweight Champion on his first night back. So I think it's interesting. I think we need to look at the positive sides of this while Seth Rollins goes and heals himself. Best and speediest recovery wishes to Seth Rollins. And number 1, we have a match that still wasn't an all-timer or anything, but it was better than all the other matches on this card, kind of by default, and that is Jimmy Uso versus Solo Sikoa, the match that was announced last second. Now, of course, I didn't talk about this in my video, but in the comments I did say, of course, I'm going to pick Solo over Jimmy. I don't see them changing the title right here. And Solo did end up winning this match with a roll-up to Jimmy Uso, which protects Jimmy a little bit, which is kind of weird. But overall, this match was very fluent. It was better than Jimmy versus Jay at WrestleMania, I'll tell you that. It was a very good, fluent match. We had a couple big spots. So the German suplex on the apron definitely was a nasty spot, and I'm glad they had a big spot, because this felt like a show that was lacking big spots. It was all there for different story aspects. It wasn't there for any spots at all, and that was a spot that we could, you know, sink our teeth into for this. And we also had a whisper in the wind from Jimmy to the outside, taking out everybody in the bloodline except for Hikuleo, or whatever they're calling him now, Tilly Tonga. I can't get behind that name. And of course, then Jimmy, first of all, he punted Tilly in the face, or Tala, is it Tala Tonga? Was I saying Tilly? Tala? He punted Hikuleo in the face, and that was freaking hilarious to me. And that's when we got, of course, the roll up by Solo. I think we should have gave Solo a clean win here to establish his dominance as U.S. champion, because I don't think he should be the cowardly leader of this group that can only win when his I think he should be the one that can only win when his crew members are involved, but I don't think he should win by a roll-up because they're involved. I think he should have rolled him in, Solo, or what's that called? Samoan spiked him and pinned him. But overall, I thought this match was definitely very good. I thought this match really only won, let's be honest, because Randy and Drew was super boring and only there to set up something. Goldberg versus Gunther had a 60-year-old man in it that's past his prime, and Seth versus LA ended in injury. So of course this match was going to win, because this is the only match that went by without a single like flaw or hiccup or wasn't there just to build something. So kind of by default, on a bad show, this match wins. Like I said, very short video for you guys between these 4 matches, none of which stood out. I think LA and Seth before the injury and Jimmy and Solo are like sufficeable for a Raw or SmackDown main event, so I think those 2 definitely had to win here because the other 2 weren't even really sufficeable for this show. So overall, I'm kind of mad that Randy and Drew were 2 of my favorites and they had a terrible match that was only there to build something, but I'm going to put everything aside so I can do the outro. If you did enjoy this video, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, ring the bell if you want to be notified whenever I drop a video like this one. Leave in the comments your thoughts of Saturday night's main event, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. How could this happen if
I had real tough love, I'm bad at this, and I'm bad for this. Narcissistic tendencies, I don't care about no one else. Narcissistic tendencies, I'm low, so set me on the shelf. Few people ever have my back, yeah, there ain't no doubt about that.
Was it like 9 minutes? 12 minutes?